Welcome to Doug Kingsmore Stadium on a Saturday afternoon. It is beautiful, but it is cold as the Tigers and Flames get ready for the second game of this series. We set up the Liberty defense for you. And as you can see, they've got, again, a lot of veterans out there. Wagner is an all-conference potential player, all-A son. And they're all back behind Noah Skiro. And if you like power pitchers, this is your guy. Last year, 76 2/3 innings pitched, nearly had 100 strikeouts. He led the A-Sun in strikeouts per batter faced. And, man, he's terrific.
Yeah, and I was talking to the radio guy. He was giving me a little insight on him. He likes to throw a cutter now. You know, I guess since Mariano Rivera, that's become a little more popular, especially if you can't get your slider, which I think he's kind of banged for right now and said, I'm going to go to the cutter and a curveball. And so we're going to kind of keep an eye on that as we go through this and see how that's working for him.
And here comes Kier Meredith, the designated hitter for the Tigers. Probably the fastest guy on the team. He was 2 for 3 yesterday. He scored a run. The biggest problem for Meredith in his career at Clemson is just staying healthy. He's had injury issues each of the first 2 years as he pops that one left side. Gray Betts runs after, but it goes out of play. If they can keep him healthy with the kind of pass the baton sort of offense they want to run this year, this guy will be invaluable.
Well, you can see his athletic body. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it looks like a chiseled Hercules probably right there. But with that strength, you can get a lot of pulls and get a lot of strains, and so keeping him healthy is going to be a big plus.
Takes a strike, so he's quickly behind 0-2.
So Skiro staying in the strike zone, getting ahead both times of both hitters.
The 0-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Can they turn two? They get one and turn it around and very quickly. So he hits in the double play. Nicely done by Cam Locklear with the throw to Drew Bauman.
And I like the thought process on Skiro right there. He was 0-2, and a lot of times you think waste one or, you know, now's the time to throw a breaking ball and strike out. But he just powered them. He's going to limit them to see as few pitches as possible. That helps you go later on in the game. They haven't seen your curveball. They haven't seen your changeup. So I like his thought process there.
So the double play makes it a 2-out situation for James Parker, the third baseman.
And for those of you wondering, he's throwing about 92 miles an hour right now.
Good look at James right there, the sophomore. Had a hit in 5 trips to the plate yesterday. There's a miss.
Now that one was down and away. And, you know, sometimes you release point, but it looked like that was his first, not slider, but that cutter.
Ground ball, left side, fielded by Highfill, who makes the throw over, and that's the inning. Tigers got a hit. Liberty turned to double play. It's a 3 up and 3 down for Clemson. We go to the second. We're scoreless. No score as we go to the bottom of the second inning between the Tigers and Liberty. Of course, Clemson coming in after finishing 4th last year in the ACC Atlantic Division, 35-26. The overall record for the Tigers. They made it to another NCAA tournament before being eliminated in the Oxford Regional. Lost a lot of talent off that team. Logan Davidson, the main one, the starting shortstop for just a fixture there, going in the first round of the A's as we get the second underway. Fly ball is going to go out of play, fouled off by Adam Hackenberg, the catcher. Hackenberg, Mikowski, and Ferry due up here for the Tigers in the inning. As you take a look at Adam Hackenberg, had a good game yesterday. 2 hits, knocked in a run in 5 trips to the plate. Quickly behind 0-2.
And Skiro's just not messing around. He is rearing back, throwing 92. He's moving it in. He's moving it up. He's moving it down. And if he stays consistent for throwing strikes, he's going to be tough.
Fouled it off to stay alive.
hard fastball inside. Could just tied them all up.
Hackenberg has power. He played in 21 games last year, had 3 homers and 10 RBI. Started 9 games. But he goes down swinging. First strikeout of the game for Skirrow.
Not a good pitch to be swinging, but that fastball looks so big when it's at chest high, eye level. It just looks like you can get to it, but you hardly ever can catch up to it.
Bo Mikowski comes up with 1 down. Johns Creek, Georgia, a junior. Swing and a miss. He was 0 for 4 yesterday, looking for his first hit of the season. Popped it up. That'll be out of play. Bo was a .248 hitter a year ago. Got off to a great start before he kind of cooled off a little bit. Knocked in 14 runs, stole 8 bases. Takes it there. 1-2.
One of the few non-fastballs that you've seen, a curveball, and you see it coming back, and he really wanted that pitch to be a call to strike, but umpire said it's slightly outside.
Grounder, right side. Handling it is Bauman, who makes the toss to Skirrow, and there's 2 away.
So Skirrow just keeps pounding fastballs in the strike zone and basically saying, until you can prove you can hit it, I'm going to keep bringing it.
It's a good look at Drew Bauman, who fielded that one. So with 2 down, that brings up the first baseman, Chad Ferry. Takes that first pitch. Low for a ball. Ferry was 0 for 2 yesterday, but walked twice. Recruited for not too far away in Greenwood, South Carolina. Pops that one up left side. Chasing after it is Betts, but that'll be out of play. Interesting freshman season for Ferry. They loved what he did in the fall and felt confident about him. But he started out 0 for 24. He didn't get his first hit until May. And then he really took off in that closing part of the season. Started 11 of the last 12 games. And hit 282 in that stretch. Happens with freshmen.
I tell you, confidence is everything. It's so. I remember David Justice would hit 190, 180, 190. And Bobby Cox just tell him, listen, you got the swing. Just hang in there. Don't worry about it. And when it clicked, it clicked.
That time he had a good shot at it, but there was Gray Betts to make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Liberty. 2 completed. Doug Kingsmore. We are scoreless. Fred Cunningham and Marty Clary with you, and we are pleased to be joined by the head coach of Liberty, Scott Jackson. Coach, thanks for taking a few minutes to be with us, and man, Noah Skirrow is impressive.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's been in our rotation since he was a freshman and just keeps on maturing and keeps on, getting better. He's very diligent about what he does and wants to be good, so the good things are happening for us and for him, and I'm excited to keep watching him.
And he's a power guy, but I've really been impressed that he's not trying to throw every pitch he has. Until they prove he can hit a fastball, he's jamming it in on him.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, that's part of the plan with him. When you got a guy that's got a good fastball like that, you attack with it early and try to get through the order the first time with that fastball and keep his pitch count down, and hopefully we get in trouble, or the second time through the order we'll show a different look if we can.
We love seeing you guys down here to take on a team like Clemson. You love playing against AC opponents. It helps you for your conference, obviously.
Yeah, it does. We had some success against the league last year. I'm very familiar with the league, being at UNC for a few years, and we're just thankful to have the opportunity that Monty and them would have us down here. So beautiful venue, beautiful day, and we're just thankful to be here.
Coach Jackson, we appreciate the time. Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, Scott Jackson. Again, in his 4th season, but he's been at Liberty a long time, going back to his days as the pitching coach. Sam Hall will lead things off here for the Tigers in the bottom half of the 3rd. Hall, of course, hit a home run yesterday that tied the game, scored a couple of times in the season opener.
One of the few times not starting with a strike. He looked like he threw his little cutter right there. He throws it about 88 versus his fastball 92.
Takes it for a strike. Hall was all over the place last year as far as positions for Clemson. They just mainly wanted to get him in there because of that speed. He hit leadoff pretty much the whole season. Led the ACC in steals. Fouls that back, 1-2. As a matter of fact, he was the first Tiger to lead the ACC in steals since 1994.
Wow. That's surprising.
Yep. 30 bags a year ago. 1-2 pitch. That was a beauty. Goes down, looking, and then there's one away.
And so as a hitter, that breaking ball seems to start high, but you can see where it crosses not far from the belt line. But that's tough when you haven't seen it, and he's throwing 92, and then he breaks off 176.
Fly ball, center field. Jalen Guy coming in for it. Actually, it's going to be the second baseman handling it, Will Wagner, and that's a break right there. It was not a deep enough fly ball to get the runner home, so there's two away.
Skirrell got that fastball up high enough to where there's not much you can do but hit it straight up, and got himself a nice short fly, keeping runners right where they're at.
So it's now up to Sam Hall with two down and runners at second and third. Struck out earlier. Parker is at third. Hackenberg is at second. Takes that pitch. 1-0. Pop fly, right field. It's going to drop just into the glove in foul territory of Drew Bauman. That's almost a ghost to the post kind of catch right there. What a way to get out of the inning. The Tigers get the first two aboard, but leave them both stranded. 4 complete at Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Great play by Bauman. We are scoreless. So that brings up Dylan Brewer. He will lead things off here for the Tigers in the 5th. He walked back in the 1st. Takes a strike, 0-1. Pops it up. Out of play left side, 0-2. We mentioned a little bit earlier, this was a young man who had a decision coming out of high school in Atlanta. He was picked in the 32nd round by the Giants, but elected to instead stay with and come to play in college with Clemson. Ball and 2 strikes now. And he goes down looking. And Brewer strikes out to lead off things here in the 5th for the Tigers. And again, that is strikeout number 3.
Skirrell mixing in that breaking ball now. That one a fastball cutter.
We've got the same situation for James Parker. Runners at first and second, but the Tigers have a run in. Parker takes a strike. James singled to lead off the 4th his last time up. He also grounded out to the third baseman back in the 1st.
And that's a good sign, I know, for Liberty to see him hit with his curveball right there, but he's got to be real consistent with it to keep him off balance.
Fly ball. Left field. There is Gray Betts under it. And there's 2 down. They're able to hold the runners, so there's 2 away.
Back-to-back curveballs, and both of them for strikes, and so haven't seen that much, and that had the hitter a little bit in front, just hit a soft fly ball to the outfield.
So with 2 out, that brings up the cleanup hitter Adam Hackenberg, who singled to left field in the 4th, struck out swinging in the 2nd. Tigers still have a couple of runners aboard. You got Henderson at 2nd and Meredith at 1st. Pitch misses by Skiro. It's 1-0. Skiro coming up on that 70 pitch mark. He's allowed a run on 6 hits. He's got 3 strikeouts and a couple of walks. Also hit a batter. They throw back to check on Henderson at 2nd. It's a good look at Elijah. Hackenberg steps in. Ground ball. Shortstop will handle it. It's Locklear, and they make the throw to first, and the side is retired. But the Tigers score first with a couple of hits. 1-0 Clemson. 5 complete at Doug Kingsmore Stadium. One of 2 games that we're doing right now here from Clemson Video Productions, and that one started a little bit late, about an hour late today. But right now, Clemson leading in both games. They're up 1-0 in this one, as Bo Mikowski leading things off here in the 6th inning.
I'm a little surprised seeing Skiro here. I thought they might go ahead and let him step out there, but they're giving him a chance to get back out. And if he has, I think, any trouble, I think you'll see they'll head to the bullpen.
Pitch is at 71 now, as the ground ball goes to Wagner. Wagner to Bauman. There's 1 down.
I think just like in Davis Sharp's situation, they'd like to see him get 80 pitches getting ready for a long season. So if he can have a quick one, they'd love to have it.
Monty was talking this week about early on in the season that you think starters, especially from start 1 to start 2, can maybe add 10 to 15 pitches per start to get up to what your normal expectation would be. Here's Chad Ferry. He's 0 for 2. Lined out to left field, and he flew out to 2nd. His first 2 trips up. Ground ball. Nicely done by Bauman to knock it down. He throws it over to Skiro. Skiro gets the out, and there's 2 down.
I think arm-wise you could throw longer, but when you're early in the season, why risk it when you need a lot of guys to be pitching anyways? You got to get the relievers in. You got to get them ready. And there's going to be times where they're going to need rest later on. So now's the time to get people into kind of combat readiness.
Drew Bauman's got a couple of really nice plays at first today.
Yeah, that was an incredible play right there.
And then, if you might remember it earlier, he ended an inning with basically running away from it. Reached out and pulled it in foul territory. So with 2 down, here's Sam Hall. Matter of fact, the last time up, he hit that pop fly that we saw Bauman chase down in foul territory with his back to it. Another fly ball here. Locklear calls everybody off, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Liberty and Noah Skiro. 6 complete at Clemson. Tigers up on the Flames. It's 1-0. Skiro, day is done. He pitched 6 complete. As you can see him over there on the side, there's a Skiro, and he pitched 6 complete, gave up 6 hits, 1 run it was earned. He struck out 3, he walked 2, threw a total of 78 pitches, and we're glad he was able to come back after taking that shot off his back a little bit earlier, and the game looked like he might come out, but he stayed in there and actually came back and pitched an extra inning in the 6th.
And really did a great job. I mean, he was attacking the strike zone. He had that one inning where he got walked 2, I think, and but the defense helped him get out of that, and for a whole package for a day out, that's a good start.